The story had to be turned like in under 12 hours. I went into that unit on a Saturday morning, and that story was in our paper and online the next morning. It didn't give me a lot of time to process my own emotions. I mainly had to just process the facts and to tell the story. My name's Sharon Grigsby. I'm the Metro columnist at the Dallas Morning News, and I have one of the greatest jobs in journalism because I get to write pretty much about anything I want to if it's happening in North Texas. I wanted to do it because I felt like people deserve to know what COVID really looks like among the sickest people and what people were doing to put their lives on the line to protect those people and to try to help them heal. There were two moments that were the most overwhelming to me the morning I was on the ward. One of them was a man struggling for breath. He was having so much difficulty that his whole body was convulsing. His diaphragm just seemed to be heaving and his body contorted and his face was in awful pain even though he was unconscious. That lack of the ability to breathe is something that'll always stick with me. I would love to have been able to tell the story of each one of the people who was in one of those beds and each one of the caregivers. And it was really powerful for me to see how those caregivers not only developed those relationships, but they cared for those people as if they were their own mother and father or sister and brother. As somebody who's covered a lot of stories in my lifetime, I had never covered anything like this. And there was a moment as we stood there at one end of that COVID ICU, and I looked at more beds than I could count, that I thought, please God, just let me be strong enough to get through this assignment and do it justice. And I felt that it was just something that had to be done. But yes, it was overwhelming when you first see the gravity of the situation. But then your journalist instincts kick in and you just have to get that information and you have to do it both respectfully but curiously. I think local journalism is critical because we all have an obligation, a responsibility to be informed, to get the facts. And at the heart of the Dallas Morning News, at the heart of local journalism, that's what our mission is to inform and to educate. We are so lucky to live in North Texas, but our cities and our communities, even our neighborhoods, they're only as good as we are. Think local journalism isn't about life and death? Think again. Sharon Grigsby, columnist, the Dallas Morning News, real local journalism.